Hello, I'm Kate with Kate's Paper Creations. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Washington State, and I'd like to welcome you to my weekly Casing the Catalog video. And this week I am casing the Tasteful Labels bundle. I think it's called Tasteful Touches bundle. And it is these two items, the Tasteful Labels dies and the Tasteful Touches stamp set. And all kinds of dies in there for framing different things. So this particular card is found on page 124 of your annual catalog for 2021, and this is the card right here that I am going to make. And so let's get started. This was a little bit tricky to figure out, but I think it was worth the effort. So and hopefully I'll be able to do it twice and have it look good to share with you. So it starts with a base of petal pink cardstock, and this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. It's going to make a top fold greeting card. I love that pink behind. Then the designer series paper here is from the package called In Good Taste, and in that package there are 5 different kinds of wood grain, colors and textures of wood grain papers. And these are the different ones. Now, this might have some reflection. We'll be taking that off, but I wanted to share something with you. You could sit and put, when you're building your card, and you could put a couple different ways you could do this. You could put adhesive on the back of each one and before you place it. You could use glue and maybe have a little more forgiveness when you are placing them. You could also put the double-sided adhesive on the back of these before you cut them out with the die, and then that would make them so that you could peel and stick. So there's a variety of ways. This is where I used my Xyron sticker maker machine, and I put them through, you know, that's just what I decided to use today. You put them through, and then once you've got this, it comes with this coating on here, and you need to take a stylus or something and just go around the edges like this. That makes the sticky stay where you want it and not where you don't want it. And then once that's done, which I've already done, you can just find the edge and peel this top layer off, just like this. And that gets rid of that extra sticky because it stays on there. And then these are ready to peel and stick onto my project. So that's what we're gonna, that's just how I chose to do it this time, but I wanted to give you the options. Then let me put this up here so you can still see it. I think, there you go. A little bit hard to see wood on wood because I used a wood background, but that's the way it is. Tried to variate out light and dark and textures so that there's a variety and they're not all together, like all darks together or whatever. What I ended up doing out of those 5 different colors is punching 2 of each except for the light. And on the light ones, I punched out 4 of them. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pieces here. Well, hopefully that will be enough. I think that's what I used on this. I'm pretty sure. Now, here is my T-square, and these I bought. They come in 12-inch lengths. I couldn't find one in 6, so I bought a 12 one and cut it off at 6 inches because that's the size I use the most. And I'm going to use that to create a straight edge to put this first row on right here. So, and just kind of deciding, this one I ended up with a fat end on one end and a skinnier on the other. You can see if you wanted them to be more half and half or whatever, I guess it's up to you. But I am going to, on this one, you know, I came in part way, and so on this one I'm just gonna decide where I want it, and I think it's right about like so. And I'm going to start with this bottom corner. And I'm just going to pick one of these pieces, and I'm going to want to put my silicone behind here because I don't want the stuff going over the edge to stick to my surface here. Okay, And I think about that wide is going to be good. And so I'm going to start with this bottom corner, and I'm going to put it on just like that. Then the next one, and you're leaving a little bit of a gap, about 1/8 of an inch between each of these. And there's that one. And then let's do a really back one next. Just like that. And then, oh, let's get one of these other ones over here. And I'm going to have to move my thing for that last one. So there's the first row. And then I can cut these, trim them off. And I might stick them back on there in case I need some pieces for later. I'm going to stick them back on my peel sheet there, so that I've got them to use on the other side if I choose to, or whatever. Now, I didn't do it perfect on the first card either. So, and I'll show you my little mistake, which I bet you didn't even notice, which is typical. We know, we think we're so self-critical when we're building our cards. We think they have to be perfect, but they do not. Sometimes the little mistakes actually end up being nice to see. See, on this card, I wasn't sure how to do the spacing, and I ended up needing to put some little tiny pieces up here. But it didn't affect the look. It still looks really good. So, just so you know. Okay, now that I've got that first part started, now I can go to just the major hole pieces that are going to go in, and they're going to just match up with the, and I leave that 1/8 of an inch there, and I'm hoping, yes, like that. And which one should I do next? So it's kind of like a little puzzle, and you just get to decide where you're going to place them. And there's that one. Let's do this one. And I can't say I'd ever do two exactly the same, so now I'm kind of running into that same problem of spacing, so isn't that interesting? You'll have to find out. Somebody's probably got a better idea how they did this. But the card is still going to turn out really cute. So let's go ahead and finish. I'm going to finish putting in all of the pieces here. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Hope I haven't gotten too far out of focus here. And again, I'm going to bring in my sticky back stuff, my silicone sheet, and so that I can put these ones on and cut them if I need to. Okay, and let's cut those. You know, I could try and make sure I had this process totally perfected, but since I don't, you get the benefit of seeing how sometimes, as designers of cards, we fumble our way through and life goes on. Okay, then we're going to do this one like this, and that's okay if there's a little tiny gap up there because it just follows the pattern. And then we'll put this one on next, like that. And let's see, let's go ahead and cut those. So I probably should have cut one more piece, it looks like, to fit here, because I'm going to come up short. These pieces aren't large enough. So I'm going to grab a piece of that and cut one more piece. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Let's just grab one of these dark ones, and we will. So this is the die I was using, and I'm going to just run it through. And we'll get one more piece, because I need one more piece for that. And I will say, I think I got closer this time to the way it was made on the other one. And I'm going to have to use regular adhesive for this one. I'm going to do it off my surface here. There we go. Okay, and we're going to put this one right here like that. And then we'll trim it off. And that really doesn't look too bad. The only place that doesn't look as close to what I would like it to is this one right here. It's just a little bit off, and I think that's because I got off here. So I don't know how critical that would be to you, but I think it looks pretty good. Now you could fix that little faux pas by putting something over it, a sentiment tag or something. I don't think that with this type of adhesive I used that you could pull it up, but let's see, just by chance. Might be able to get it to come up enough to, we might be able to fix this little faux pas of mine. Let's see. Let's set that aside for a second. The realities of card making, of card designing. I would like to look over the shoulder of whoever created the original to see how they did it so perfectly. Okay, let's bring that down so we just have that little gap there. That looks better. That looks much better. And then we'll center this one in here like that. And that looks much better. There, we were able to fix it. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so it looks really, really good, I think. Now, then I took this other die from the same Tasteful Labels die. It's got these beautiful stitching, and they're double stitched. So when you cut them out, if you cut them out of your base piece appropriately, you can create a window to use on another card. This is what it looks like. I'm going to stamp it with Rococo Rose. And I'm using the sentiment that you see here. Good things in life are better with you. And we'll get that stamped in here. Just like that. It's a pretty color. That Rococo Rose is just so gorgeous. And then this is going to get attached with dimensionals. So let's get some of those. And we'll put some of those on the back. So that's, I did that. Just like that. And then this little piece that you see here came from this DSP in the same package. This is more of the In Good Taste, and I just cut it with my paper trimmer so that I had an equal size. It ends up being a 1/2 inch wide, and it's actually, let me see here. Well, I didn't write it down, so let me look here. It's 4 inches long. 1/2 inch wide, 4 inches long. And I'm going to put a little V in the one end by just trimming in the center and then trimming from the corner to the tip of that. creates my little centerpiece. And then it had in the catalog, I believe it was denim ribbon, and I don't have the denim ribbon, but if you notice on the back of this looks just like denim to me. So I just cut a strip 1/4 inch wide, and this strip is 4.5 inches long. And I'm going to put some regular adhesive on the back of this piece. And I'm going to attach this so that it is just catching it just a little bit. Like that. And then I am going to put some more on this, because it's just going to go on the card front flat. Just like that. And then attach this like this. And there you have it. The card is done. So there is my Casing the Catalog project for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a beautiful card. Maybe could be a little bit more of a masculine card. You could use a different color here instead of this Rococo Rose. You could use the soft suede or early espresso or some rich red color like Mary Merlot or rich razzleberry, and put your sentiment in there with that to kind of make it a little less feminine looking. But this would make a great masculine card to give to someone. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I do sell the products I feature in my videos, and I hope that you will follow the link in the description box to my online store and shop with me.